Good win. I thought the second half was much better than the first half with our guys. I thought the rhythm of the game and in terms of how we were playing with the intensity on defense. And of course, as I said, well, Rod's team's they're not gonna go away. And I really thought that fatigue became a factor in the second half. We had some guys that came off the bench that didn't play as well in the first half, but I thought in the second half they really kind of lifted it up. I thought even Orlando Cook getting in there, Orlando at the end there, I thought he played real well for us. Darius Hall continues to play with a lot of energy. I thought Barford in the second half, he stepped it up. I thought as a team, I thought we stepped it up. And that's, you expect coming off of a break where you're going to have a little sluggishness, but at the end, I thought we really turned around in the second half. We gave them 6 or 7 points, I think, with the technical fouls, and that's something that would be addressed as well. Guys get to jarring with each other, and there's no place for that. But it happens, and so as I told our guys, enjoyed the midnight, and because now we jump into the SEC, we jump into the conference race, and that's where the championship is given to the conference champion. So we got to make sure we do our due diligence and take care of home. And we got Tennessee Volunteers team that's playing awful well right now. But our guys, again, tonight, I thought we played well in spurts.
All right, we'll open up a question if you want to raise your hand. We've got a mic here.
Mike, I guess in a game like that where you guys don't play your best in the first half, does that surprise you at all that Jalen's kind of the alpha there in the second half with some of the plays he made? Is that just kind of his personality?
Well, I think we got multiple guys. Darryl came out knocking down shots as well. You got to remember now, the shots we had in the second half, we had the same shots in the first half. We just didn't knock them down. The second half, I thought was a little different. We started knocking shots down, and then, of course, I think our defense kind of picked up as well.
Mike, you guys only had 9 turnovers. I think it's a 5th straight game with under 10. How good was that to see coming off a break, and just kind of what do you thought about that?
Well, I thought it would be more, because it looked like we right there in the second half we started having some uncharacteristic turnovers, but it just tells me we continue to value basketball. That's a sign of you would think a mature team, maybe a good passing team. We'll find out as we go against more and better defensive teams that are going to prepare for us, and can we have ball movement? Can we make that extra pass and knock down shots? Glad to see Daniel go to the glass, and you always kind of judge players in terms of how they play when they're not scoring. And of course, tonight wasn't the one that Daniel's scoring night, but he did other things to help us win, and that to me is a mark of a good team. I thought Darryl, he's played really, really well. Eight assists, no turnovers. And then he scored for us as well. So it's, again, we're just seeing this team continue to grow, getting more guys in the fold. Dustin Thomas probably played one of his better games here. I thought he was really engaged defensively, offensively, played with a lot of confidence.
I know Jalen talked a lot in the offseason about how he had kind of improved his three-point shooting. I mean, we're 12 games in now. How impressed are you that he's been able to keep this going this long, and that his work has paid off like this?
I think the great thing about it is, Jalen is a shot maker. He can make some tough shots, but I think a lot of shots also comes from good ball movement. And I think he's just catching and letting it fly. The time he's put in on it, it's paying off. He's always been a gifted scorer. That's where he's been. But I think now he's playing even a lot more selective. I mean, you look at his numbers tonight, 8 for 12. And in the second half, he really kind of turned it up. So it's good to see that. But he also just being a guy that's going to create for others, make other guys better. And I think he only had maybe 2 rebounds, and we're going to talk about that. But it's good to see him really just evolving as a player. To me, that's the evolution of a guy just continue to become a better player. Darryl Macon, you see the same thing in him. From last year to this year, they're playing with a different purpose now. And I think that bodes well for our basketball team. Beard, he made some big plays for us. Always in the middle. He's always in the middle of something going on. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. It was bad tonight, but he took a charge, I think, when the guy got offensive rebound. He just comes up with big plays for us.
Just in that first half, how big a factor was Dustin Thomas with the 10 points when maybe some others weren't scoring?
I thought he was a difference maker. I thought he was the one guy that really was actually making some plays and making some shots. As I said, we had some nice looks. We just didn't make shots. I mean, guys had wide open shots, whether it be CJ, whether it be Anton, Darryl, Barford. We just didn't make them. But in the second half, I thought we had a much better rhythm. So the rhythm to me in the second half was much better than the first half. And again, credit Cal State. They wouldn't go away. They kept fighting, kept scratching and clawing, made it a 4-point game. And but I always tell our guys it's a second half. You know, if you want to be a team that plays well, play well in that second half, and we were able to do that.
Hey, Mike, do you know exactly what happened on the double technical? Was it just guys kind of jawing at each other?
I think the guys just jawing. I think the game was up and down. We had a little momentum, and then I think a foul was called, and guys got into it. Now I'll watch the tape and find out what took place. But I'm sure it wasn't one-sided. It probably went both ways. But our guys are the culprit. I guess they got caught with it. So, but we'll watch it and find out exactly what went on. Because again, when you're in games that are really, really close, and the intensity picks up in conference play, the sense of urgency, and you're going to have some guys getting up and going back and forth at each other. You can't be the ones that come out on that end where you're getting technical fouls. You're hurting the team. To me, it's more selfish than anything else.